Hello, and welcome to our lesson on key issues in logistics and supply chain. This segment will discuss network configuration and competition. Researchers Rice and Hoppe, 2001, analyzed how SCs may compete with each other. 3 different situations have been considered since no single situation gives a common and valid characterization of competition. The first situation is competing as supply chain versus supply chain, competition among different firms across the network of supply competing as a single entity, formally or informally. This competition applies when the conditions given below exist. When the supply chain is a vertically integrated firm competing with another similar company, vertically integrated. When the supply network is in a remarkably integrated firm without standard suppliers. When the network of supply is composed of enterprises that have sole source associations. When the industry is fragmented so that no standard strategic suppliers are shown in more than one supply network, most strategic suppliers are committed to one supply network. The second situation is competing on the capabilities of the supply network. Competition among individual firms on their internal capabilities of supply network, essentially and especially over the network's efficiency, responsiveness, and effectiveness, as well as the network design. For example, introducing new distribution channels. Competing capabilities of a supply network led through a channel master. Primarily influential and powerful firms in a supply network are denoted as the channel master. In today's marketplace, this situation is normal. These 3 situations are not mutually exclusive. There are cases of vertically integrated firms, Zara, competing against channel master, the limited, and against other parts of an interconnected network of supply, competing based on their capabilities of network, the gap. The figure in front of you illustrates a disconnected supply network, competing with each other without overlaps at any tier. For instance, in the 1970s, manufacturing of automobile supply chains in Germany, Japan, and the United States. Today's marketplace is characterized by turbulence and uncertainty. Market turbulence has tended to increase in recent years for several reasons. Demand in almost every industrial sector seems to be more volatile than was the case in the past. Product and technology life cycles have shortened significantly, and competitive product introductions make life cycle demands challenging to predict. Considerable chaos exists in our supply chains through the effects of such actions as sales promotions, quarterly sales incentives, or decision rules such as reorder quantities. At the same time, the vulnerability of supply chains to disturbance or disruption has increased. It is not only the effect of external events such as natural disasters, strikes, or terrorist attacks, but also the impact of changes in business strategy. Many companies have experienced a change in their supply chain risk profile due to changes in their business models. For example, the adoption of lean practices, the move to outsourcing, and a general tendency to reduce the size of the supplier base potentially increase supply chain vulnerability. The figure in front of you shows the disconnected supply network. The figure shows each of the 3 supply networks overlaps with every other one, and each firm at every layer sells its goods to every layer, N+1 firm. Usually, it is widespread that the commodity-type products procured efficiently from many members in the open market have overlapped to some extent. For example, HP and Dell, and also Compaq before the merger with HP, compete in modular item architecture, and they have a fragmented supplier base building significant overlap. In many cases, several of the potential connections or links are eliminated due to closer associations with some firms, depending on the product, the capacity of the supply network, and price. For example, 2 supply chains, high-tech, can overlap partially to memory, engine, and software. This figure shows competition in the industry with some overlaps and some disconnected layers within the networks. Once capabilities that will be developed and improved are decided, we must make a plan of action and implement them into work. In this phase, we also need to understand that it takes work to create the network strengths while fulfilling customer requirements, needs, and wants. Understanding customer requirements requires more profound levels of analysis, coordination, cooperation, and information sharing among all the SC partners to ensure that some exclusive value for customers is created. This is the end of this segment of our lesson. In the next segment, we shall discuss information sharing. This course is presented to you by South Europe College. Thank you for listening, and see you on our next segment.